There, go ahead, hit it, guys.
My name is John Lee Petitmo, same as my daddy and his daddy before. Hardly ever saw Granddad around here. He only come to town around twice a year. Bought 100 pounds of yeast and some copper line. Everybody knew that I made moonshine. The revenue man wanted Granddaddy best, loaded up a truck with everything ahead, headed to the hollers, so I've been told. Never came back from a trailer park road. Whiskey and a big block Dodge. Bought it in an auction at the Mason's Lodge. Travis Carey Sheriff planted on the fly. Go. Shot coat of primer, then I looked inside. Him and Mark tore that engine down. Rumbling sound. Sheriff came around in the middle of the night. I heard Mama screaming, knew something wasn't right. Headed down to Knoxville with the wiggly load. Smell of whiskey burning down a trailer park road. Hey! Hey! For the army on my birthday. Draft the white trash first around here anyway. Number 2 tours of duty in Vietnam. I came home with a brand new plan. Taking seeds from Colombia and Mexico. Down by Trailer Park Road. Now the DEA's got a chopper in there, and wake up screaming like I'm still over there. Learn a thing or two from Charlie, don't you know? You better stay away from a Trailer Park Road. Hey! Hey! Trailer Park Road.
That's what I think.
Thank you very much, folks. Thanks for having us on the show, buddy.
Well, yeah, my pleasure.
But yeah, I got in with getting mentorship from a lot of the people from the old movement, from the Brown Berets, people like Susana Almanza and with Poder. I started off with them working on issues of 10-1. We were together with Austin Heights Geographic Representation, and which was a big fight. It was the seventh time it was on the ballot, and so it finally passed for geographic representation, and so it really opened the door for us to have a more representative of our voice on city council. And so when I saw all these people that are from the old movement, I started studying, well, what were the Brown Berets? Who were the Brown Berets? What kind of stuff were they looking at? And I'm looking at a lot of community development stuff, a lot of cultural pride, promoting our Chicano identity, and our past as being not given the right to be a host of our land as an indigenous person. You see what I'm saying? So we really identify with our indigenous roots as well. So.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh no! So I, I looked into those organizations, and I started my own organization at Austin Community College, and grouping together young people. We call ourselves the Chicanos in Action. We call ourselves the CIA. Join the CIA. Join the CIA. Chicanos en Acción. And I really modeled that group off of what I had learned from the Brown Berets. And so,
I got a question when you get time.
Yeah, go ahead.
You ever get into politics?
Uh,
Who do you
like-
mostly support? Is there any one party you support over the other? Or
I've done a lot of stuff with the Democratic Party.
have you even looked at the Republican Party?
Yeah, I looked at it. I'm taking. You always got to. You always got to.
I gotta put that in there.
You always got to research both sides. I always pay attention to what's happening on both sides and what kind of conversations and dialogues are being proposed on both
I
sides.
just like to point out that it's the Democrats that have done all. They've been running this town forever and the school system. And so you can't hardly blame me. I mean, they might have been my color, but they wasn't my people.
Yeah, but I'm not really
I know.
affiliated with a certain party as so far. I go
That's
with
good.
what who's going to do. So, I go with the individuals. Sure, they're beholden to parties a lot, but I go for what I'm more issue based, is what I'm saying.
Some of them talk with a forked tongue sometimes.
Well, yeah,
They
don't we all?
forked
They
tongue
gonna
all
make
the
dope
time.
still sometimes, yeah. I had to throw my political side out
That's
there.
right.
'Cause
That's okay.
Well, going back to talking about East Austin, I also grew up around Zavala, 1965 on. But back in the day, even before then, my parents and his grandparents worked at, my mother and his grandmother worked at Economy Furniture back in the day. Way back in the day, I think it was 50 cents, maybe 75 cents an hour. And I went
a
to
whole lot for 50 cents back then.
I went to school with his uncle, Andy. So we've been long time residents, natives from this area for many years, and we've seen a lot of changes and have also seen who have caused those changes, who has that's why, like you mentioned, it's party affiliated, but a lot of those that that they go and support the party here locally are people that aren't from here. Laredo, San Antonio, McAllen,
You got a state rep that comes from down there, don't you?
Yeah,
State rep up here.
yeah, I always say at the legislature, there are two representatives from McAllen. They say, well, how's that? I said, well, your original one and the one that's here in Austin.
Eddie,
Eddie Rodriguez. Eddie
Yeah,
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez.
But you know that it's interesting because we're minorities in the political,
Just barely.
here in Austin, and it's real difficult to.
And with development practice, that's becoming even more pronounced.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you're going to get smaller and smaller because they're going to push you out.
And
with economic policy.
oh
with
yeah,
economic policies.
I mean, like I said, when they designated it desired development zone, what does that mean?
that just lets you know we're coming here
Yeah,
next.
you were coming, but there's been quite a few of us that have hung in there and seen the changes and I guess on the single member district issue, the 10-1, there's a lot of times there's that saying, you better watch what you wish for.
Uh-huh.
Because right now we cannot even get in through the door of our representative that's there.
Well, even think of them in district. I mean, shit, we still want only one vote, one man, one vote on the board. You know, on the school board, you got all white, one black, and one Hispanic.
But they're not my people. They might be my white people, but they're my people.
And what can we do with one vote when you got the rest of them against you? You know what I'm saying?
Well, and it seems to me that unless and until the political dynamic changes, you're going to keep getting the same political results.
One thing they're good about is having forums. Man, they love to have forums about,
They
what
talk,
is it?
talk,
What is
talk,
it that,
and then
that
and then
mayor, your mayor's got going, that
Nah, man, there you go again. That ain't my money.
institutional racism.
Yeah,
There's
what
been
is with that?
four. There's been four, and I've been only to one because I really don't buy into that dialogue. But
Same
anyway,
people, every one of 'em.
well, not only the same people, the majority are white people. One, and then the other one, it's the. I mean, to me, it's just like stop practicing it and
Well,
stop being a racist.
All
I
the white
mean,
people over there,
that just
they
take
got
care of
that part.
everything, you know. Because see, we have control of our own behavior as individuals.
That's true.
Okay, so if I want to, I could stop.
I like what you said, man.
Hating.
You talked about this before.
Yeah.
I like what you said.
they don't
You know.
want to stop.
I know, you know,
Don't stop.
but I don't know.
They want to talk.
I don't know what they get out of
They
going
wanna,
to an audience
They want to meet and talk about it,
and talk about it. And I'm saying, wow,
not do anything
and
about
not
it.
do
Talk,
it, but
talk,
just talk. You know,
talk.
I didn't vote for him.
You know, so I don't know. It's real hard to, you know. I tell a lot of people we all live on borrowed time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tell me about it.
I say, so why do you want to live your life hating people? You know, always hating somebody, always angry at somebody. You know, always in the negative, like you mentioned. You know, always in the negative. You know. You know, try being positive every now and then, you know. But let me answer your question about the Brown Berets. The Brown Berets were organized in Los Angeles, California in 1974. Back, remember the riots?
Yep.
Okay, in California?
Yeah.
That's when the Brown Berets originally started. They're alike the Black Panthers. Same philosophy, same mindset, same objectives, same cultural position, you know. We're better than you, whatever, you know. So,
Okay.
And the Brown Berets are all over the Southwest.
Okay.
Okay, California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, and they basically, you would say, are the semi-military, if you will, protectors of the people, the land, you know, and the people. So they will do whatever.
So
What's
like,
that old saying?
So like the Grey Panthers.
No, the Great Panthers, man.
That's the old Black Panther.
Yeah, they got
Old
a
Black
king.
Panther.
They got a king, a Great Panther.
They got-
No, the Black Panthers.
The Black Panthers.
The Black Panthers.
See,
Yeah.
we started with police brutality was one of the issues we started with back then, with police brutality, because in the neighborhood we already had about four people in the neighborhood being killed by the cops. The cops call in for a family violence, and they come in and they kill them, you know. And we had about four of them killed within 1 year. We had four people in the east side killed. So we started the issue of police brutality. But at the same time, we were fighting ISD because we wanted to change Johnston's name from Johnston to Emiliano Zapata School.
1970.
That was one of the
1971,
things
72.
we started with too, was we wanted to change Johnston to Emiliano Zapata High School. From there, we just started taking issues that affected the neighborhood. You know, the boat races. within that time, we were able to create East Austin Chicano Economic Development Corporation. Back then, we also acquired the Quintanilla House on First Street. We also acquired the Pepsi Cola building on Pernalis and Cesar Chavez. We had all of that back then. We had Carnales Incorporated, which was a economic development arm of the Brown Berets. We built 5 houses, low-income houses over here on Oak Springs back then.
Like Givens Park.
We built 5 houses for low-income houses through Carnales Incorporated. We had a lot going then, but then Paul got sick, and we had a lot of problems, internal problems sometimes.
We also
too.
had a
we
bingo.
had a couple of berets that came from another part of the state, and they were causing a lot more problems than really helping. So it kind of weakened us there for a while, but me and Paul just kept it together. We just never let it go down completely. And so now we've seen the neighborhoods, what's happening to it. I mean, the commercialization of East Side is deteriorating the neighborhood. They're moving everybody out, and then and even in the school bond, well, that just kind of puts a
Another
nail in
nail.
the coffin.
$1 million
Right.
more,
They
that's all.
put the nail in the coffin. I mean, they're gonna close all our elementary schools in East Side.
How do you decimate
Uh-huh.
a community? How do you decimate a community?
If I could, desperate community.
And if
got
you look
pictures of Tropolina.
If you look at the list of all the early voting,
take away
of
the
all the
gathering
voting
space.
polls, if you look at the list of all the early voting polls, there's only one at Carver, Library.
Library.
There's no early voting polls over here in East Side. So they make it hard for our people to vote, and they have to go to some other part of the city to vote. And systematically, they deny you to vote that way. That's what they're doing.
They can do some other slick stuff too. Trampolina. I know we got some pictures of it. They came and tore that place down at, what's that the name of Trampolina?
Oh, Jumpoline.
Jumpalina? Yeah, they
Jumpalina.
tore the place down
Jumpalina.
overnight before they could stop them. Say, what the hell was all that about?
Yeah,
That
they
was
did it.
just
They did it illegally
blatant.
too. He
Yeah, it was
lied
blatant,
on his demolition
You got those
application.
pictures, Mo? It was, I don't mean to laugh, but it's like they said, no, we're not, and then first thing in the morning, it was gone. Just that fast.
Well, they just recently acquired another brick and mortar space
Did they?
on Cesar
That's right.
Chavez.
Well, and that was a good thriving business. I know they had been doing business there a long time.
Yeah, and they still had years
They
left
can
on the
put
lease.
that one up, but- Yeah, I understood they still had plenty of time to go, but for some reason or another,
They just bulldozed it down and
Yeah.
decided to deal with it legally afterwards.
showed up like 6 a.m. By 7 a.m. it was gone.
And now there's an injunction on that property, so they can't develop it, but they can use it for commercial use. So,
Well, we started with
Pictures, Mo?
we started with the Presbyterian Church. And the Presbyterian Church funded the Centro Chicano so that we could have a hotline there for the kids and stuff. And we were getting funds, and we had a place of operation. We had the Centro Chicano where we could organize issues, and we could also, take care of problems in the neighborhood. But lo and behold, our good friend Betty Humelblau on city council, she moved over and joined the Presbyterian board. And then she went and told them, you fund the Centro Chicano, you funding the Brown Berets. So they cut our funding out. And we've had a lot of setbacks, but we kept on going. We're still here. We're not gone yet. And we're going to continue to fight for the neighborhood. I think one of the things that needs to happen right now is that we need to put some kind of a media blitz on TV against the bond. Because I don't think we're going to be able to beat the bond just like this. It's not going to happen.
Uh-huh.
You're going to have media and mail outs. You're going to have to do mail outs, either mail outs or go door to door and hand out flyers.
There's a program tomorrow
KXAN tomorrow night.
at KX.
It's on the flyer. I don't know if we can pull that up or not.
We gonna,
What they doing? What they doing?
it's a town hall meeting about the bond,
You're
on
gonna
the bond.
babysit me. Didn't you know that? You volunteered.
That's the thing for Tuesday?
Yeah.
Oh,
Santa
St.
Ju-
Julius.
Santa
That-
Julia.
That's your buddy. What's his name? Pete.
Oh,
Pete.
no.
Well, again, we can, and I hope all this dialogue continues so that people will be educated and find out that, you know, this is not the best thing for the quality of education for our children in our community, and go out there and vote. And let's just, I mean,
I don't hear anything.
Let's-
in there.
let's
We might
just-
be on autopilot.
let's just stop all these.
Our children deserve the same education as those kids in West Side, in all white school. Our kids deserve the same education. But until we can turn the school board around where we can have more people that think about the city as a whole and not what's in it for the white people and
I agree with all but the white people there. 'Cause, you know, they make my white people in there.
don't
Yeah,
take
you're the one
don't
who
take
voted
it
for that school
personally,
board.
man. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about
understand what you're saying,
I'm
but
talking
I
about the
wanna make sure
power
it's clear
brokers.
That
I'm
you're
talking about
white liberals.
I'm talking about the power brokers.
The white liberals that run this school
Yeah.
board.
You know,
White
power
liberals that run this
brokers.
town. That's because y'all won't listen to me and start voting
that-
what you are.
But that's a reality, man.
That is
I mean, that's
reality.
been a
You just
reality
vote
for
the
us.
other, like we're
It's
all.
been a reality to us since 1492.
Frank Troppolino.
All right.
Okay, well, we know that there's a certain, the Richie Rich side of town. We all know that's on the west side. And the bonds, isn't the most of the money from the bonds going to be going over on the west side
Yep.
schools?
Yep.
And they're closing down the east side schools. And like they're doing at Mendez, they're turning it into the STEM school. They're turning it into one of the magnet schools, and they're all in uproar.
Yeah, we in the
But the
middle
thing
there.
is,
That's our.
when they do something like the STEM school, there's a lot of parents that don't get involved because they just really, send their kids to school and that's about it.
A lot of them
Because
do.
you know how a lot of families are.
Yeah.
It's like the daycare. So, but anyways, this bond election is real important. I hate to see any of them pass because, your taxes are going to go out the wazoo.
Can you put the thing up?
I'm trying to find it. Where is it? You need to send me a link to it on your phone.
I sent them all.
Yeah, send it to me.
Well, I sent you pictures of Troppolino.
I have the pictures all ready to go.
Oh,
I'm getting ready. The
Troppolino's-
next picture that I'm going to show is a pinata store that they used to have and how they demolished it. Why did they tear down a thriving business over there on the east side?
Overnight, so they could get the money for the property.
And it's just a shame what they've done over here. And they're starting in Dove Springs. And watch out because it's coming.
Hold on, let me see this.
Yeah, it's coming. And Dealer Garza, you sat right here on this set and said you weren't going to let it happen in the Springs, and it's happening. So, you were going to do what you could to keep it out of the Springs, and well, I'm sorry.
It's,
But most of this money's going to the West Side schools. They're
I
not
sent
over
it to
here,
you.
and they're just closing down our schools. So,
I sent it to you.
and you go like this. Let me go take care of this, and
It is important. We try to get as many people there as we can.
Even in the bond, the way it's broken down, you see, you have 19% for East Side Memorial, LBJ, Reagan, and Travis.
That's the
4
close.
minority schools all grouped up together with 19%. How much is that gonna be? Like about point 0.475 apiece. That ain't nothing compared to what Bowie is getting. Bowie's getting 43% of the bond.
Yeah,
Boy,
I got no idea what
and
it
here, this
is.
little old 19% right here is four high schools all together on 19%.
Oh, he said the plan would touch nearly every school campus in the district. Yeah, right.
I think we need to start
chump
taking
change.
people to the
That's
polls.
chump change.
We got 10 days of voting. We need to start taking
Think
people
we
to
should
the
I
vote.
vote.
had this other wrench in the bucket, but you know, those voting machines. I don't trust
Uh-oh.
them things as
That's
far as I
true,
can throw them. You know what I'm talking about, you know.
Let's get Laura Presley on down here one of these days soon.
Dude.
Mike Lee had it on before.
Well, I used to be the election judge, and one day when I was
She's gonna
turning
be
in my
on,
machine, accidentally I had my hand and I was like
27.
messing, you know, just nonchalantly messing with the box. And I was touching all the cards that was coming out of the voting machines by accident. Who could have said I didn't have a magnetic bracelet on and went down there, you know, going, you know.
Baby,
But I
don't
was
kick
just
you on me now.
absentmindedly just, you know, messing with the table, and my hand was in that box with all the cards. So who's to say that the data can't be manipulated?
Got my phone back or what?
No. You don't need your phone. I have it now.
I'm like, you got my credit card and everything else.
So there's a lot of communities throughout the country that are also going through gentrification. San Francisco is another one. I've been reading a lot of
Tremendous.
articles in San Francisco
Be down over
about
there in your neighborhood.
how they are combating gentrification. And I've been trying to get an idea of, I mean, how do you fight something that, especially if you don't have the money to fight money, you know, it's real hard to
Yeah,
to
I
fight
think you
that.
stop it because you can't go back to what it was.
When the government's doing
Come on
it,
out here.
Oh yeah.
it's the government doing it.
Oh yeah, it's gentrification is driven by the government and the developers.
It's money.
They're the ones that are driving all this
Yeah,
agenda.
but what it does, it takes from the poor and gives to the rich.
Mm.
What happens is they run people out.
Oh yeah. Look at Capital Metro, that whole property where they're doing that development right now. They paid $1 for all that land. That's public land.
I didn't have any extra waters to bring in this time.
That was land that the federal government gave over to Capital Metro for $1. So, yeah, like you say, you know, and based on that development, the spinoff, there's gonna more people gonna be
This
run
one-
off.
I'm thinking about what you said about when they designated that area a desired development zone. So what they did was, over time, took that property from the people living there by taxing them out, and then the wealthy interests moved in.
Mm.
Commercial interests moved in.
Oh yeah, I mean,
So they're taking land from people.
it's a land grab, and there's a saying in the barrio about it was a spooky man, you know, but we call it a cucuy.
The cucuy.
We found out. I didn't find out. I'll say the cucuy is at UT when it comes to planning, development, and it's Sherry Greenberg, your friend,
Oh, my friend. That's not my friend, is it?
Sherry Greenberg, and Adler.
Uh-huh.
Now, you know that ain't my friend.
Those two, according to a public information request on Adler's calendar, meet weekly to discuss the fate of East Austin.
Desired economic zone,
Huh?
but doesn't say who was desired by.
No, but I'm saying, wait a minute, what are these two people using? They're using all their influence and resources they have with them right now,
Which is a lot.
which is a lot, to take our land away.
Right.
Because Adler's a real estate person, attorney, from back in the day.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Eminent domain was
Yeah.
his forte.
Yeah.
Holy cow, so he's good at it, huh?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
And see,
He's a gentrification lawyer.
Hold on. Who voted for it?
you did.
Yeah, I didn't
I
vote for
didn't.
him.
None of my people did.
I voted for Mike Martinez.
Mike Martin. We tried to get Mike in there.
Well, you know what
No.
I said? That comes from the left, not the right.
Right, but let me see. Those are like on the bonds, like Vasco says on the bonds. You know, how can you, if you look at the bond package, the result at the end of the day, it is a segregated system.
Yeah.
That we're going to be going to in 2017.
I mean, because you're going to have a black high school, a white high school, and a Mexican high school.
Hold on, I got another question now. So what if it is segregated? Remember Anderson High School back when it was on, 12th?
On the hill? Yeah.
It was what, 80, 90% black?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody graduated. They could not only read their diploma, they understood what it said. Had the best football team, the best track team. When the high school had a event, the whole community showed up for it. It was the same thing with Johnson, if I recall, back in the 70s, 80s.
Yeah, oh yeah, we had 300 band members at Johnston.
Oh,
and
mostly Hispanic.
SWAT team and
70, 80% was
cheerleaders. And,
Hispanic. And it was thriving.
yeah.
It was La Familia, whatever you call it. Everybody was there. So what went wrong? They started busing them people from Anderson over there to Mason Drive.
Well, the only time that Johnson was thriving and getting and looking like he was an academic school was back when they started segregation. When they started busing the whites to Johnston, that's when the schools started coming up. Had a lot of things going. They were getting money for everything they wanted.
To graduate in 75.
As soon as they killed that, they killed the funding. They killed the education.
Maybe I'm wrong.
And the Brown Berets are real strong proponents of open carry,
Oh, I like them already.
especially the constitutional one.
The Constitution.
Well, I don't know about that one, but okay.
Because if you look at history
Yeah.
in the Mexican Revolution, hey, it was open carry. And you see women out there with rifles and, fighting for the land, so it's,
Well, that was
that's
during
constitutional.
Revolution.
That's constitutional.
Yeah. The point is they had access to those weapons before the revolution.
Right.
That's the part I like.
You
You have access to them.
that's not a foreign topic to us.
See, we already agree.
They have, I mean, the Constitution guarantees a lot, but they don't give it to you. You gotta hire a lawyer to fight the shit.
He's a lawyer, right?
He's a lawyer.
Well, now you know why the Democrats are all lawyers.
Well, I mean, the inalienable rights given to you, but you gotta hire a lawyer to fight for them, some bitches, man. You ain't got the money. You ain't gonna get nothing, man.
We don't have bid here.
Huh?
You can't cuss.
Huh?
You can't cuss.
Oh. Sorry.
We got
Pardon
Reverend
my-
Ritter over there.
Pardon my
You know, it's-
Yeah, they get me fired up sometimes. About that
We're
stuff.
the children folks out there. We're supposed to talk polite. Something stupid.
He's earned it. He's
That's
earned it.
good.
Yeah, we haven't had a
We
native
used to work
elected.
a lot with the Black
uh,
Citizens Task Force.
oh,
They still around.
No, the
Black
Black
Citizens
Citizens
Task
Task
Force.
Force is no longer around that I can think of. Maybe we can get calls and find out. But that was led by Dorothy Turner,
Oh,
and that was way back in the
Dorothy Turner,
70s.
who was that other one?
And we just found some video of Dorothy Turner.
99.
All right, and Velma Roberts.
I
Used to hang out
remember
there.
that show. I did a
Yeah.
show with Florence Geardy, and it was the first time I met those two ladies.
Yeah.
And I never felt like a ghost until I met those two ladies. But we sat down and we talked, and we had respect for each other, and they warmed up to me. And I went to Velma's memorial over at that funeral home on 12th Street. I forget the name of the place, and I was like, I wasn't very inconspicuous to say the least. But anyways, I wanted to show my respects for Velma, and I wasn't able to go to Dorothy's, but I love those two women. They took on city council
Oh, they
every
were
darn
hell on
week.
wheels. They
You
were
know,
hell on
and they, oh man, I'm looking fat. That's because my tumor in my liver might have had a
You
baby.
gonna be able to show them pictures?
Yeah, I've been showing this as topic. I got past the penultimate place and its demolition. Now it's all the pictures of the houses that are
that they are coming
that
up.
what's
Oh, yeah.
next door to them and stuff. So I'm getting to it, and I have a slate to show at the end of the show for the
All right,
bond
that's
thing.
at 2830.
For bond thing. Yeah, I ain't
Well,
going
we're up
there
at
at the
28:30.
29th floor. Hell no! I go step in that building. That's when the fires are gonna come out.
Well, Velma was statement of the organization.
I'm gonna try
She
to
was
put all
a
these
spokesman, sort
together.
of. Dr. Turner was the one that came out and slapped you if you didn't want to act right.
She was something else.
Dr. Turner would come out and tell you like it is if you didn't want to listen to him.
Yeah, well, I got that tape stacked up to the roof. I didn't have a DVD player. I finally got them all turned into DVD. Now I need to go by and just start. And so I played my DVD, and there they were, including Paul Hernandez from '99 out in front of the police station. So
Well,
I
you
got
know,
some pretty
right
good stuff in
now,
there.
as you travel into Austin and you pass Riverside,
Yeah.
if you look to your right, you'll see all this green space. Trees, the trail.
Oh yeah. River.
That is
All the
one
way
of the
down to.
that piece of land has been preserved that way because of us from that neighborhood. That's where Paul and the community got beat up by the police and everything when they ran the boat races out.
Yeah.
But
Kind of pug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you look at all the corridor along the Colorado, to me it's still the Colorado River.
Yeah, 10-4.
You know, no que
I copy it. I want to let this.
Town Lake and all this other.
See,
no,
back
no,
then
no,
when
no,
the
no.
boat races, what they really had planned for that area was they want to continue to have the boat races, and then they wanted to move some kind of like the Aquafest or something.
Yeah, all the Aquafest
Move
up
something
there.
like that over there with the boat races, and then later develop it into an amusement park or amusement type thing. And
That was
they-
another big.
They had some plans to it. but
That was
we-
another big victory. We
we
got
screwed up all the plans.
Aquafest. We got Aquafest out of the
Although
neighborhood.
there also was money that y'all could have been
Who?
making some money off of that somehow.
You know
No,
what?
maybe not, huh?
And you know what?
No,
it was
you know-
it was funny because
It was loud.
about 3 years ago, I went to Colorado with my grandson and his girlfriend. Me and my wife went with them to Colorado. They went skiing. We were just kind of wandering around,
Yeah.
just looking at things. I wasn't about to go skiing. But anyway, we were over there, and then this couple come. I was sitting at the table. They came in and stopped, and the lady sat down on the bench, and the guy, he took his ski off, and then he had a plastic leg too, like me. He took it off like that, and I said, "Oh, you got plastic?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah, I got my leg cut off in a boat accident." He was down there at Lake Marble Falls in Marble Falls.
He was a drag boat,
The
huh?
boat races. He was at the boat races and he had a boat accident and he cut his leg off. That's where they put the boat races after we ran them out of
Yeah,
east
they
side.
put them up there
They moved them to Marble Falls. But I never told them we were the ones demonstrating against the
There was a
boat
lot of
races.
bad, a lot of people go out there drinking.
It was really ironic. didn't it?
Well, it was that and parking. Well,
Parking all over the grass.
parking. You'd come home, you couldn't get into your parking because someone was parked there. But there were some business people in East Austin that were not happy about the Brown Berets running
didn't say
Aquafest
that.
out of there.
It
You
would
know,
seem there'd have been opportunity there. I
there's-
think me and you talked about that way back then.
there's a little store on Holly and Comal or Chicon, Hernandez store. Boy, he was feuding he was so pissed off
That
because
was big business for him.
it was big business for him. He was the closest one to the river. But you know that did
That
not
turned into a high drug use area right there too, didn't it?
that did not overcome the fact of the nuisance that it
Nuisance
created.
was, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we had all that. But you know what we have
There
now?
you go.
You know what we
Yeah.
have?
that
They
last
had a lot of.
What did
Yeah.
you say we had, Pokey? We had a lot of what?
We had a lot of drunks and stuff like that out there.
You know what we have now? Now that all your folks have moved in? No. No, we have
Dog shit everywhere.
bomb threats.
Bomb threats.
Yes.
When we were fighting the boat races, we were only fighting the boat
Go
races.
back. Keep going back.
Ya me falta un minuto.
I want one there. No, the one before that. Go back. Go back. There you go.
Okay,
Look at
okay,
that.
see?
There's
Oh,
Trampoline.
There's Ampolin,
Segovia.
Jampolin,
Jampolin,
the way it was.
Right there.
Okay. Oh, you got the wrong way.
But these two houses, well, these houses are boarded up. They're probably going to be torn down.
That's the historic home.
So what they gonna put in a high
They'll,
rise?
they'll put in a high rise if he shows it in there.
Trampoline number 4.
Putting bicycle lanes in a high
Bicycle
rise.
lanes and
These stores are, these
there you go,
convenience.
right there,
It's
right there,
convenient.
Good picture there.
right
That's
there.
on Segovia.
That's a Segovia.
There.
You see, that right there causes this house over here, the taxes to go up like hell.
That's the Maldonado house right there on the right. Yeah.
Well, now, you gotta look at this another way. Some developer went in there and they found grandma and grandpa, Hispanic people been in there for 45, 55 years. The kids all moved out. They bought the place a couple $1,000 way back in 1964, and they offer them $100,000. They sell it and move out. They build one of these big mansions on it. Property tax go up. So really, there's a lot of fault in this gentrification.
Well, you know
You're
that.
right. Should have leased that property.
Yeah, and you know, the government is telling you go over there, and we're gonna have a forum called East something. I don't know
Yeah.
what they had.
Well, these two are right too, and it's
Yeah,
heritage.
to me that was an insult from the mayor. It's like, hey, come on over here and whine and let me cry all you want about what you don't get and what you're not getting.
Yeah.
Next.
Get it out of your system. Go ahead, get it out of your
Yeah.
system.
So we're gonna have a forum out here called East.
Go ahead and vent.
Yeah, go ahead and vent, yell, cry,
And then we're gonna do what we do.
and then we're gonna have another one. We're gonna talk about why we didn't do what you wanted last time.
Meanwhile, he laughing all the way to the bank.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that used
But-
to be. It is heritage, like y'all say. That was always the burial. That was the Hispanic part of town. That around 12 was the black side of
Yep.
town. That's where the business was. Jimmy Dean Trucking, who was that? Dean. It used to be a black man on a bunch of 18-wheeler end dumps, and he would lease them all, and he was doing big business. Oh, there's
This is
Stuff
tomorrow. Tomorrow, 6 to 8. The
Yeah,
bond
that's
debate.
That's at that Go-Go building
Yeah.
We grew up.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
8:30.
Where's it at?
29th Street, by the university.
Oh,
By the university, past Guadalupe.
That's on West Second.
Okay. Did you hear what I said?
Second floor. It's West Second.
Pokey. Did you hear what I said?
What's
It's past Guadalupe.
Guadalupe, yeah.
No.
No.
Guadalupe.
Guadalupe.
Not Guadalupe.
Guadalupe.
It ain't no
Yeah, say,
goddamn Guadalupe. It's Guadalupe.
yeah. My grandma, she
What'd he say?
don't sit down and light a candle to La Virgen de Guadalupe.
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 It's Guadalupe.
The only word that Pokey can say in Spanish, and he isn't
So
even
basic.
talking about it, he just knows how to say que,
Okay.
que.
I'm sure he can order. I'm sure he can order a cerveza.
Yeah, don't answer this. We're
Oh,
down
I
about a
had to
minute.
laugh one time because in Florida I spoke Cuban, right?
Well,
And I lost all
let-
my Spanish when I came here.
quick,
So, anyways, the other day I was at the store and I'm like, ay, compra paquete de pepperoni y el bolso de queso, recibe para gratis. I was like, where the hell did that
You
come
got
from?
25 seconds left.
I had a lot of fun with that.
Well, Ma, before you go, Ma, come here, real quick. Okay, go. I just want to thank James and Ma for sharing this time, allowing us to come on this show and educate our community. We strongly appreciate the forum. They're not that.
Back. We
Yeah.
hope.
Yeah.
Don't vote for the
We're gonna
school
have somebody
bond.
help us with the,
Vote against the school
Vote
bond.
against
Just
the
vote
school
no
bond.
on the bond.
Here we go.
Vote no on the school bond.
Yeah.
Man.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Vote no
Thank you
because
for
you
the
can't
time.
vote hell no.
Keep working.
What's your name, man?
Can I run? I gotta get
What's
up
your
at
name?
6 in the
Mike.
morning.
Mike.
Six in
Mike,
the morning.
Skyler.
Yeah, go ahead.
Bosco.
Everybody knows
Yeah.
Skyler.
Gotta go
Back.
to-
here to start the show off, and then we got some